As K through 12 school districts in the state continue to grapple with education plans, several colleges and universities have gone ahead and released guidelines. But Renee Cooper is here now to explain why in a lot of places there are still more questions than answers. Renee.
Hi, Lauren. All colleges and universities in North Dakota that have released guidelines for the fall semester plan to have students back on campus in some way, shape, or form. But exactly what that will look like depends on the school. Southwestern North Dakota schools, including Dickinson State, Bismarck State, and the University of Mary, have all laid out plans for a mix of in-person and online learning. The BSC Vice President of Student Affairs tells me they're close to finalizing a plan. In a statement, the VP of Academic Affairs said the format of classes is up to the individual colleges, not faculty or students. Like BSC, Dickinson State will have both an online-only format and a face-to-face hybrid format for most classes, and students can enroll in whatever works best for them. The difference, according to DSU President Stephen Easton,
if students choose to not attend in person, we will allow that, no questions asked.
Aside from labs that he says some students might have to put off for a semester or more. So what will these hybrid classrooms look like?
Cameras at both ends of the classroom. So one camera that will show the students, the camera in the back of the room that will show the professor.
But he says to get everything set up could take until the end of the semester. I also talked to the state's chief health strategist, Dr. Joshua Wynn, because he's also the dean of the School of Medicine at UND, North Dakota's largest college. Dr. Wynn says UND plans to have students back on campus, but not without a lot of changes.
Hand sanitizers, barriers, masks, increased cleaning, reduced occupancy of dormitories, reduced space in classrooms and so forth. But in addition, working with the North Dakota Department of Health and the entire university system, we will have a very robust testing schedule.
He says the hope is that as many students as possible, if not all, get tested before returning.
It's much better to prevent something than to have to deal with it once it occurs.
Students can get tested for free at any of these locations throughout the state, regardless of where their school is. And of course, each school has a quarantine plan outlined for the inevitable.
All of us in education and in other industries have to face the reality. We are not going to have a COVID-free environment.
As for masks on campus, DSU has not made a decision yet, but President Easton expects it will lean pro-mask, at least highly recommending them. BSC's policy says masks where needed, and UMary says students may be required to wear masks depending on the state's risk level. And Lauren, President Easton even says he expects this sort of hybrid format to be around from here on out.
Very interesting, Renee. Thank you for a look at the full guidelines from each school and to see a list of testing sites for students. You can head to kxnet.com. Starting August